Good evening and welcome to all you race fans. We have finally arrived to the Season 3 finale here for the Speed Racing Series presented by Middle Road Energy. It is time to crown a champion tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. James Ellison and RJ Bishop are the two remaining fighters that'll square it off in the ring tonight on this 1.5 mile speedway. Ellison has just a 2-point lead over Bishop going into this race, as it looks like this one will be determined by which title contender finishes in front of the other one at the checkers. Also, we have the Rookie of the Year award up for grabs between teammates Cody Lamas and Logan Cloud for Martin Lamas Motorsports. They're only separated by 7 points, so that'll be another great battle to pay attention to during this race. As for everyone else, they got one more shot to get a win before we go into the off-season. So what do you say, everybody? Fasten your seatbelts and let's take you down to the green flag here from Hot Atlanta. Well, everybody, after all the speed bumps that we've encountered along the way this season, we finally made it to the finale round. Just 175 miles of racing left to be run. Zachary DeLello for pole position racing on the pole with Luke Martin next to him on the outside. Obviously, there's lots of thank yous and shout-outs that I want to give, but I'm going to save it to the end because we're about to take you fans on one final ride in Season 3. DeLello and Martin lead the field down to the green flag, and the Season 3 finale is underway from Atlanta. Let's roll. A great start by DeLello aboard the Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota. He leads lap 1 from the pole, but here comes RJ storming to the inside of the 15. He's going to waste no time grabbing the lead out of turn 2. Bishop, after qualifying 5th, goes straight to the lead aboard that Reese's Dodge for Rambler Racing. His main goal for the night, to beat that orange 61 of James Ellison, who you can see is buried deep within the pack. Lap number 2 goes to RJ. Here comes the top Rookie of the Year contender in the standings, Logan Cloud, and the Kellogg's ride for Martin Motorsports. He goes to second now, following right now the points leader, Cloud, trying to defeat Cody Lamas to be the Rookie of the Year, as that award is going to be coming down between those two guys. How about Noah Hart and Matt Johnson side by side? Hart in the 18, he did just recently announce that this will be his final full-time planned start in the Speed Racing Series. A shocking announcement for sure, but Hart in that Interstate Batteries ride, he's going to give it one last shot before he steps away from competition full-time at his home track here at Atlanta, Georgia. He's going to get pushed up to the outside by Aiden Smith, and there goes Cody Lamas, who was chasing Cloud for that Rookie of the Year title. He's going to go to third now. Here's Scott Roush, RJ's teammate in the 50 car, up to 4th. And how about the third place finisher from Talladega, Derek Hamill, for the Starcom team, collecting his best finish and the team's best finish in that one. And here's the Season 1 champ, Luke Martin, trying to push that 99. Martin was the happiest driver out of anybody at the end of the Season 1 finale here, when he beat Charles Sanford by 4 points for that championship. As there is that 16 of Sanford trying to go by down on the inside. Yoshiko Sakamoto in the 66 also up here. Hamill is going to attack Roush for 4th, while Lamas is going to attack Cloud for 2nd. And that's only just going to allow that 38 to be more comfortable up here in the lead. As still that 61 is nowhere to be seen. Ellison qualified way down in 17th. There he is, going underneath the two Red Bull teammates. Ellison didn't qualify as hot as RJ did, as he crosses the line in 27th. So he has a long way to go before he reels in that 38 up at the top end of the pack. But we're only 7 laps in out of 114. He has loads of time left. Going through turn 2, Lamas has a run to the inside of the 38. Here comes that bright green Mountain Dew machine, trying to take the lead here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Lamas finally achieved his career first win at Talladega last week in an exciting finish over there, And now it's going to be the 48's turn to collect a lap lead here at Atlanta. And that's not what his teammate Logan Cloud wants to see. Like I mentioned, these guys are only separated by 7 points in the standings. Whoever is the top rookie finisher in the points will be Rookie of the Year. It'll be a hot contest, I'm sure, for most of the night between those two teammates. It took him a little bit of time to get there, but James Ellison has finally broken free of the Hornet's nest in the middle of the pack. Right now he runs 14th in that 61 Joseph Srigley Racing Chevy, and he's following his boss man of Joseph Srigley in the 11th as they're trying to fight it out for 13th. But Ellison, it seems that his car is looking to be more comfortable on these long runs, as I'm sure once he's got laps underneath him, that 61 car is going to be able to get back to full strength. Right now he's following Srigley and also Charles Samper, who's going to miss out on a championship this season, and he actually has some right side damage that I didn't notice before on that 16. Very weird to see there, as Ellison's going to go down to the inside. Here's the 83 of Lucas Catano, who won this race last season. He has a shot to do it again in Red Bull's last ever race as a team. So he could try and go for 2 wins aboard that 83 car. And there is the pole sitter of DeLello. He's dropped down to 16th, as he currently has a streak of winning the first 2 seasons, trying to win it in a third. Only Catano, Sanford, and Martin have been able to do that, as tonight is his last chance to get a win in each of the first 3 seasons in the Speed Racing Series, but he's going to try and defend off Zachary Fitzwater for that position as Fitzwater looks to attack. I cannot give enough props to how well Derek Hamill and the Starcom team are running tonight. This is only his 6th ever start, mind you, and he's already racing against the Season 1 champ for 2nd place on the track. But here comes Scott Rouse in the Cheerwine automobile, trying to sling it 3 wide in turn 1. But anyway, Derek Hamill and Starcom, if this driver and team combo reunites for Season 4, there'll be a solid chance to go for Rookie of the Year and maybe, some consistent top 10 finishes to go with it. But Roush, your Dover winner, just missed out on being championship eligible, but at least he can try and go for one more win here and get win number 2 on the season. And there, right there behind him, there's the 2 orange machines of Bishop and Ellison. Ellison right now on the outside looking in. Remind you folks, basically whoever finishes in front of the other will be your Season 3 champion, and right now that honor goes to the 38. Both these guys giving it everything we've got, and we're not even a quarter of the way into this race yet. Ellison's going to take his time, following the 38 down into the corner as Bishop breaks into the top 5 again. Here's Harrison Riley, who won out at Michigan. We're not sure of his status and his plans for Season 4 yet with S3 Motorsports, but he'll make one last strong statement at it, as he's going to go by Vince Freeze to get into the podium spot, and maybe more, as he's going to try and pass Roush on the front straightaway. Freeze and Bishop on the outside. That might be what the 61 needs. Almost 4 wide through 1 and 2. Wow, everybody. I'll tell you what, the racing at this place is just nothing short of fantastic. I mean, even after 25 laps, you got some people in the field spread out, but the racing within the top 10 is just electric. Here, Joel Alonso in the 14 for ARC Racing, who made that unscheduled green flag stop earlier. Here comes Cody Lamas to put the Philippines driver a 2nd lap down. Alonso, if you watch Talladega, he was legit in the thick of it, fighting for the win with a lap and a quarter to go. He came up as high as 2nd before he got shuffled back into the pack. Still collected a decent 17th place finish, so Alonso and this ARC Racing team, they're riding on the highs of that right now. But unfortunately, early setback here, as he's now 2 laps off the pace, as Roush is going to go try and contest Lamas for the lead now. Lamas is going to do the best he can to hold off the 50. As the next lap cars, it's going to be a while before they go up to Isaac Davis in the 04. Wayne Benning in the 6th, who's making his 3rd start this season. And then this little pack back here with Skylar Taylor, Saber Fox, Cody Goforth in the 5, Edward Ziemba in the 82. The 5 team of Aerodynamics is also shutting down as well. So Goforth going to give that team one last ride before he goes into free agency. as the 50, he has his best shot yet to take the lead away from the 48, who's held the lead for a good amount of while. And there goes the 50. He's going to get a lot of help from James Ellison, as it looks like that's going to be enough. Lamas is going to lose the lead to Scott Roush. Now a 3-wide move by the 24 of Riley onto the front straightaway. Oh, but the 7 of Fitzwater, he's going to try and go 4 wide for the runner-up spot, and that's very close. Look out. Whoa, Ellison just avoids major contact as Fitzwater slung it in 4 wide, and that could have ended nearly badly for the 61. But more importantly, he is ahead of the 38, who you see is struggling to get around Alonso as they're 4 wide out of turn 4. Oh, they're touching, and Sakamoto and Alonso go around in front of several cars. Luke Martin collected. Can they avoid him? No, more hard hits for Alonso. Up and over he goes down into turn number 1. A big-time accident on lap 34 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Noah Hart got a piece of it. That's not what he wanted at all. Major Robinson in the 85 with a bunch of damage. Sakamoto's 66 Exalta Chevy torn to pieces, as Scott Roush will lead the field back to the yellow flag for the first time this evening here at Atlanta. And the 14 is somehow able to drive away. Hergel Alonso going for an unforgettable ride down into turn number 1. So as you can see, these guys were getting desperate to get by the slower 14 of Hergel Alonso. They go 4 wide here, and there's RJ Bishop right in the middle of it. Thankfully for him, he's going to be able to get away, but not Sakamoto and Alonso as they go spinning around in front of all these race cars. The 14 gets tossed around up ahead, and bam, the 46 of Roberto Crown Jr. comes in and slams the 66 as she goes around, as Crown also ends up being involved in the carnage. One more look at it from this angle, but you can just see just how lucky RJ was to not get taken out in this melee as they went 4 wide. You can see Alonso's just going to run out of room. He gets into Sakamoto, and the 14 becomes a pinball in this wreck. Luke Martin and Vince Freeze get a piece. Noah Hart piles in, and the 85 of Robinson is going to send the 14 tumbling. As you also see the 46 of Crown, who also slides into the mess after hitting the 66. But that just shows you that the 38 is one lucky guy. It could have been a real bad deal, but he's still in the running, and he's still going to be able to be in the fight. First of the onboards is from the 54 of Luke Martin, who does end up getting damage. Next up is Noah Hart, as he's not going to end up having a clean final race thanks to this. Last on board is with the 14 of Hergel Alonso, as he's definitely going to need some goodies after the ride he takes. Something else that we noticed during this caution, as the accident was taking place ahead of him, Charles Sanford and Zayden Davidson both came to pit road. Not quite sure if it was scheduled or not, but Sanford and Davidson, they were on pit road at the time of the accident. As you see it happening, they're going to be real lucky to not get a penalty or fall a lap down. It looks like they are still going to be on the lead lap. Will it be a good break? Will it be a bad break? We're just going to have to wait and see. Now the real first round of pit stops have begun for the majority of the field. The mess is mostly cleaned up down in turn number 1. And we're going to have to see what the top half of the pack can do with 4 fresh goodies and fuel in their cars, as Roush will lead the way off the pit road over Riley, Fitzwater, and Lamas. So after that accident, 4 cars have been eliminated from the race. The 46, the 66, the 85, and the 14. And also for Davidson and Sanford and a few other guys in the back, they were not lucky enough to remain on the lead lap per se, so they had to take the wave around. But we got Roush, Riley, Fitzwater, Lamas, and Strigley. Still plenty of time left in this thing. How far of a green flag run will we get? We are racing once again on lap 39. And Riley gets a clear jump ahead in that 24 car. Looks like Roush either stumbled while getting through the gears a bit, or the 24 was just on point, but either way, Riley storms on by to get to the lead here. Like I mentioned, it's unknown of what Riley's Season 4 plans are, or even if he's going to come back to S3 or whatnot. He's going to try and give it one last shot up here at the front. Here comes Logan Cloud and James Ellison pushing him forward. Oh, and you see the 38. Oh, real tight with the 99 of Hamill. Nearly four-wide right there, but they avoid a bad situation. Now Ellison, he's stuck on the outside, trying to see if he can get to the inside line quickly as Fitzwater goes by him in the 7. Fitzwater trying to get up to the lead to help his teammate out. Not look like he's going to be able to do it that time, but Roush is going to try and do it all by himself. But that's great for this S3 team. I mean, the 24 right now is the top running car of that team. The 35 is a lap down, the 46 is out, and the 03 of Jacob Pujols, there he is. He's stuck by the 83 of Catano. Around 21st place is Pujols. But there's Bishop. He's caught up to the 61 again. These two orange cars fighting for everything that they've got for the ultimate crown anyone could get in this series. This is the championship. And it looks like Bishop is going to remain strong on the inside, pushing the 99 Hamill along. And how about the 86 of Lane Sanders? We haven't seen him up here in the front half of the field lately. He qualified way down in 31st, I believe. But now he's risen up rapidly, up to 5th place. Amazing job by your winner from North Wilkesboro, Lane Sanders. Having a strong Domino's Ford Fusion as he's trying to follow the 99 of Hamill up in that ordeal, as Hamill is the top running Ford. We missed this live, but while we were witnessing the fight for the lead, Nick Breeding actually came down pit road for an apparent issue under green. Not sure if it was a loose wheel or if his team didn't fully get the car full of fuel. Nevertheless, he's going to fall a lap behind. It looks like he'll have to be playing catch-up when he rejoins the racing surface. The 99 Hamill with a fantastic run to the inside of Harrison Riley. Zachary Fitzwater pushing behind him in the 7. How about this? Derek Hamill really making some noise here in his 6th ever start at Atlanta, as he's going to get a credit for a lap led right there at the line. How about this for the Canadian rookie for Starcom Enterprises? Hamill, he has sole possession of the lead now. But now it's the Rambler duo, making sure Hamill's lead doesn't last that long. Fitzwater, the winner from Daytona, trying to bookend the season and win the last one. That'll be his quest tonight. Now Bishop with Sanders behind him. He's now going to try and fight for the lead. Fitzwater leads that lap right there. Goodness me, the shuffling of positions up here in this top 10. It really is a marvel to see. And now the 86, he might have room to attack Bishop, and yes, he will. Sanders way down to the inside. He knows what it's like to have a win at a super speedway track. He's the inaugural series winner at Daytona in Season 1. Now it's going to be Sanders barely leading that lap over Bishop. And now the 20 of Logan Cloud vying for that Rookie of the Year award. He's to the inside in that Frosted Flakes ride. You know, these spotters better tell their drivers on the radio, hey, there's still over 60 laps to go in this race, not 5. But just check these guys out, racing like their lives depend on it. Anyway, Cloud, DeLello, and Lamas 3 wide for the lead, going through 3 and 4. But honestly, folks, if this kind of racing doesn't float your boat, I really don't know what to tell you. But we have now reached lap 50 as Lamas takes the lead in the middle, but we got Strigley on the bottom trying to take it away. Here's a driver who we haven't gotten to talk about yet tonight, Mac Johnson in the 25 car for Nova Sport, who stunningly won the pole out at Talladega last week. Unfortunately for him, his day got cut short there. Still, though, what a phenomenal job he's doing up here in the top 5. Oh, and 2 cars aren't in the wall behind him. That's Logan Cloud and Harrison Riley. Big-time contact in the wall for the 20 and the 24. Oh, and Skylar Taylor's going to get involved in the 71. Well, that definitely didn't need to happen. Now the 24 and the 20 have even more damage. And that will cause another yellow flag to fly here at Atlanta on lap 52. Cody Lamas leads it. And hey, guess what? To Lamas, that is music to his ears, because his main competition for Rookie of the Year has just found major trouble between turns 1 and 2. What a pitiful break for Logan Cloud and that 20 team. And his dreams of capturing that award have taken a major hit. Pay attention to the 24 of Riley, as this incident's going to begin with him. Going down into turn 1, he's going to catch the outside wall right there. Comes down into the 20. And poor Logan Cloud, there was nothing he could do in that situation at all. He was just a victim. But in the meantime, here comes Skylar Taylor right into the 20. As the 92 of Louis DuBois does a wonderful job not getting collected in that. But that was totally avoidable on Taylor's part. She had so much time and warning to know that that crash was happening, yet she still got involved when she hit the 20. That just goes to show you what one little tap into the outside wall can do, as the 24 and 20 teams are going to be in damage control mode for the remainder of this race. Oh, and it looks like we're going to have a parting of the seas for pit strategy. Lamas, the leader, stays out. So does Scott Roush. But Srigley, Sanders, Ellison, Jordan, Johnson, and a whole lot more come on in. And on lap 53, the pit strategy games are being played to the fullest right now. There's the 61 on pit road, but the 38 of Bishop stays on the track. So for Lamas, Roush, Fitzwater, Bishop, Dylan Young, DJ Curtis, and these guys, they're going to have control of this next restart, but will it come back to bite them? Will they have to come into pit road again soon? Only time will tell, as the rush off pit road is going to be won by the 86 of Lane Sanders, with Ellison following. Top 11 cars are choosing to stay out with older tires here. This is quite the gamble these teams are taking, because if we get a long green flag run out of this, it might not be long before they're overtaken by those who have pitted for fresher tires. Lane Sanders, who was first off pit road, is going to restart in 12th. Check out ahead of them, Kyle Rigger and Cody Goforth up in the top 10. What can they do with the track position? Anyway, Lamas and Roush bring them down to begin the second half of this race, as we're back to green again. Down the back straightaway, the 48 and the 50 just about even Steven. But going into 3, it looks like the 48 will get the push that he needs from the 7, as he's going to keep the edge for now. Oh, not before Fitzwater dives underneath them. But as they cross the line, we are officially halfway home here at Atlanta. Fitzwater leading the charge for the Rambler Racing cars. All 4 of them are still up here inside the top 10 as we got another caution. I saw the lights go off. Big mess in turn 2. Joseph Srigley's involved. Zachary DeLello. Oh, it's the 24 clobbers the 71, and now he goes upside down. Harrison Riley on his roof. Oh, as DeLello hits him again to put him back on his wheels. More craziness unfolding here at Atlanta Motor Speedway on lap 58. Caution comes back out again. Joseph Srigley torn up in the 11. Oh, look at all the damage to your pole sitter, Zachary DeLello. Oh, and more damage to the 20 of Logan Cloud. And I'd probably say that's going to do it for him tonight. Oh, more cars with damage over here. Shade Eves, Austin Rogers, and Isaac Davis in the 04. But goodness me, that's now the second wild accident that we've seen happen tonight, as we're barely past the halfway mark in this race. Unfortunately, this wreck is going to get triggered by the 43 of Rogers, who you see going 4 wide underneath these guys going into 1, and that's a bad idea. But look as he sweeps all these cars up into the outside wall in one fell swoop. So much wreckage, but it only gets worse. Back here comes Harrison Riley way late. He hits the 71, and then Cloud is going to tip the 24 onto its roof. Spinning around before he gets hit by DeLello to be on all 4s again. Looking at this one more time from up in the helicopter cam, but Rogers just makes a critical rookie mistake here. Going 4 wide this early on a restart was just simply too overzealous of a move for him to be making. But anyway, he's going to end up sliding up into the 71 of Taylor, who then goes up into DeLello, then into Srigley, then into Davis. And bam, all 5 of those cars go up into the wall, making major contact. Wow, look at the 71 going up on 2 wheels there after she was hit by her teammate Shade Eves. Both the new Shade Industries cars getting a big piece of this pileup in turn 2. Anyway, we got to go back here to the 24 as I'll speed it up for you. And bam, he collides with the 71, killing both of their cars. I'm not sure if he just didn't simply slow down in time or if he didn't clearly listen to his spotter that the wreck was going on. But nonetheless, he's going to get kicked up and over by the 20 of Cloud. As the veteran driver for S3 Motorsports, who had a great night going, ends up sliding on his roof. The second car to do that tonight here at Atlanta, as DeLello comes along to make one more piece of contact with him, kind of like a friendly gesture, if you will, as the 24 gets sent the right way up again. Fortunately, all drivers involved, I'm told, are okay. They're all able to get out. Still, though, what a disappointing way for all their seasons to come to an end. Let's get you some more onboards. First up is Austin Rogers, whose rookie season is going to end in a miserable way. Next up is the 47 of Shade Eves, who pretty much had nowhere to go in this incident. Last up is the flipping 24 of Harrison Riley. Watch out. More pit stops occurring for the field on lap 60, as it looks like it's all going to work out well for all those drivers who stayed out. Everyone's going to be on equal ground now, as you see them all pitting here at the same time. These guys might be on the cusp of being able to comfortably make it all the way to the end on fuel. We'll have to see for sure. But how about Aiden Smith and Jesse Turner using some unique pit strategy? They lead the way off pit road, as it looks like they're going to occupy the front row for the upcoming restart. Well, folks, with Logan Cloud out of the race in 39th, officially, that means Cody Lamas will be your Season 3 Rookie of the Year for the Speed Racing Series presented by Middle Road Energy. Lamas gets to take home that award. A fabulous accomplishment by Cody Lamas, as I'm sure he's very happy to hear that. But of course, he still wants to quest for this race win tonight. He'll get to restart from 10th place, but how about the 2 title contenders who had mightily slow pit stops? Ellison restarts from 12th, Bishop all the way back in 22nd. So Bishop will have a lot of work to do. Anyway, Aiden Smith, Jesse Turner, what can they do with the front row in this clean air that's ahead of them? Green flag flies in the air again on lap 63. Smith shuts the door and keeps the lead going into 3. Meanwhile, his teammate of Johnson charging right up to the 89. Both Nova Sport teammates taking command here at Atlanta. Smith leads another lap as Johnson goes down to the inside. By the way, their teammate in the 65, Brantley Gage, blew up under yellow before the restart, so he's in the garage. So it's just left between these two guys to rep their team the best they can. As they remain side by side, Lucas Catano in the Rebel car in 3rd. Charles Sanford, we saw him restart way at the back before. He's charging for 2nd to the inside of Smith. Oh, the 78 of Saber Fox. She got really sideways that I saw in the tri-oval. Good save by the driver for Furry Row Motorsports. But anyway, here's more players up here. How about the Crossroads Racing rookie of Sean Ard, who only has 1 top 10 finish to his name this season? He has a great chance to make something great tonight. But in the meantime, up ahead, Sanford has pushed his way forward to P1, but Fitzwater, he's also looking to do the same. A lot can happen over the course of 50 laps. The 7 of Fitzwater, he goes back to the point, and here's your newly crowned Rookie of the Year, already vying for the lead after restarting from 10th. I'm sure ever since his team told him about that on the radio, I'm sure that's fired him up and given him some more ammunition to trying to take the rest of this competition down. But Fitzwater, he's going to do his best to keep everyone else behind him at bay. Well, it seems I was right about Sabre Fox having a moment, because check out what happens to her off of turn 4. Right there, she gets hit in the left rear by Scott Roush, goes through the grass, and back onto the track again without collecting anybody else. Impressive stuff by Sabre Fox, the Kansas native. And in a season where she hasn't had a whole lot to smile about, at least that can be a highlight reel that she can feel glad about looking at over and over again. Meanwhile, it's still a hot race for the lead up front, as Charles Samper is looking to take the lead over from Fitzwater out at 2. And he's going to make it happen. Don't forget, Samper is a former winner at this track back in Season 1. He may have won the battle that night, but ultimately he lost the war to Luke Martin in the championship, as you recall. One lap led again to the McDonald's Chevy, but not before Cody Lamas has anything to say about that. As it looks like he has the preferred inside line between 1 and 2. And it looks like he'll get the edge, as here comes the 04 of Isaac Davis off the pit road again. He's been making numerous pit stops ever since the restart with all the damage that he has on that Toyota Camry. And I'm actually being told that the officials are actually going to park the 04 here for failing to meet minimum speed requirements. That's too bad for Davis, as he was just trying to soldier along to the finish. But since he's not being able to make minimum speed, he will be ruled out, as he will be credited with P31. Back up to the front again, and look who's here. RJ Bishop storming into the party like his name was El Nino to the inside of Samper in 3, looking to get a taste of the lead again. They're dead even to the line. Who's going to get the edge that time? Oh, that was close. I believe it was Samper that time. But now 14 laps after restarting way down in 22nd, Bishop is up to P1 again, just like he was earlier in the evening. And if you're James Ellison, that just has to make you feel more bitter inside the helmet of that 61. He's on the verge of the top 10, but he still has a good amount of distance to make up still, as now Fitzwater, he's going to try and take the lead from his teammate. Never mind, DJ Curtis in the 19 going 3 wide. Bishop officially leads that last lap, but Curtis, don't count him out either. He has a strong Ford Fusion for the Martin Lamas team, looking to be a winner this season, just like his teammates of Martin, Hart, and Lamas. And check out behind the 19, here's Dylan Young, who announced this will be his final full-time planned race. He has a legit shot to possibly get into victory lane, with his teammate Lane Sanders helping him out. Ellison has been able to claw his way back into the top 10. And look at where he is on the inside line following the 86. I like that position that he's in right there. Meanwhile, RJ is trapped up on the top side with Samper. As there goes the one orange car by the other. Ellison is going to go by Bishop on the low side. Bishop trying to hang tough with him. Now Ellison swings it 3 wide underneath the 86 and the 50. Oh, wow, nearly 4 wide on your screen, going through 1 and 2. Again, this is excellent stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You could tell the 61 and the 38 are showing so much determination behind the wheel for this title. In the meantime, the 7 has gone by the 19 of Curtis. Fitzwater takes over the lead again, but now it's a role reversal. Bishop on the inside of Ellison now. Them two guys are flip-flopping positions like pancakes out there tonight, folks. You can tell just how badly they want it, and we still have over 30 laps left to go in this race. So close to the finish, yet still so far. But as Bishop is by the 61 again, I guarantee you Ellison's not going to let Bishop get away with it that easily. One guy that you have to feel bad for at the end of this one is Vince Freeze, running back here in 20th after he sustained damage in that lap 34 pileup. But there was a lot of expectation for him to finally break into victory lane this season, but for some strange reason, it's just eluded him time and time again, especially at Daytona. We all know how that one ended, as it's looking less and less likely that that dub is going to come tonight. as Freeze will likely have to wait to do it all over again in Season 4 when we get back to Daytona. But on the flip side, there is a light at the end of the tunnel for Freeze, as it was just recently announced that he will become the new team owner for Rambler Racing starting in Season 4. As the 82 of Edward Ziemba, he's up high and against the wall in Turn 3. That's going to cost him a bunch of time. Ziemba, the rookie from Chicago, in his final outing for the Red Bull Racing team. That's likely going to damper his finish right there, as he'll look to be a free agent after this race. But anyway, Freeze, he is definitely honored to take on that responsibility, and who knows, maybe the wins will start racking up for him when he becomes an owner-driver in this series. As far as his other three teammates go, they are slaying it at the front of this field. Rambler 1, 2, 3 as Roush goes to the inside of Fitzy to get the lead himself. And if you are current team owner Bryce Ballard watching this race from the pit boxes, I'm sure he's grinning ear to ear looking at this. Effectively in his final race as the owner for this team, the opportunity is definitely real for him to get a race win and a driver's championship all in one night. And look at that teamwork that Bishop is giving to Fitzwater. Of course, they got to be careful and not let Sanford seize the opportunity to go past these guys. But what that would mean for Ballard and the Rambler team to finally get that championship they've been chasing at for 3 seasons long, as Sanford's 3 wide to the inside of Roush and Bishop, as that's going to give more breathing room to Fitzy. Bishop stuck on the outside. He might lose a little bit of ground for the moment, but that 38 car is strong. He's still well up here in the top 5. Meanwhile, you see Ellison stuck dead in the middle of this pack of cars with nowhere to escape. Look at all these players around that 61. You got Lamas, Curtis, Pujols, Smith, Turner, Ard. He has a long way to go, too. He's only in 12th. And we are officially at 20 laps to go. Even though it seems like the finish is rapidly coming up, Ellison still has 20 laps to do something. First to get away from this scramble of race cars and then march up towards that 38. Because you know he is hungry to get up there and take this championship lead back. Off of turn 2, Sanford has a run to the inside of Fitzwater as he's going to try and take away P1. Sanford, the 9-time series winner, looking for 10 career wins. He has a solid chance to do it this evening as well, as the 16 will be clear off of 4. Sanford back to the point. Fitzwater has lost the help of his 2 teammates as they're 5th and 6th. Now we got the 2 Spa teammates 3rd and 4th of Sanders and Dylan Young. What kind of dynamic plan will they make to overtake the 7 and the 16 and maybe get a Spa 1-2 to end the season? Sanders, the winner at North Wilkesboro. Dylan Young, the winner at Portland. In his final planned start, he's going to go to the inside of the 86. But Roush behind him, 3 wide, down the front straightaway. He's going to try and thwart those plans that the Spa teammates have. And there's Fitzy underneath Sanford for the lead in an attempt to get that. There's Bishop trying to follow Roush, but there is Ellison right there on the 38, breathing down his neck. The patience definitely paying off for that 61. He pretty much has Bishop right where he wants him. Now as I see Luke Martin on pit road with his engine blowing up. And yes, Martin, his race is going to end 15 laps from the finish in this one. And what an unfortunate way for him to go out in Season 3. Martin didn't quite have the exact season that he planned out to having. He only got 1 win at Round 3 at California, but he's pretty much been a non-factor ever since. And he's going to go out and to the garage on lap 101. Anyway, back up here once again, Fitzwater has taken the lead from Sanford. He has control now as they approach the lap machine of Noah Hart, as they're going to deal with him pretty soon. Again, it's a shame what happened to Noah Hart earlier in the race, getting damage in that lap 34 big one, as he is well off the pace. Not the way he wanted his last planned full-time start to go. But he's just going to ride these final 10 laps out and just cruise around the racetrack. But the leaders are going to swallow him up now. But we have officially reached 10 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 10 more to go this season as Roush is closing on the rear end of the 7. He goes down low. The 7 and the 50 side by side for the lead with a 38 and third for Rambler. That is the perfect situation for them. Keeping the 38 ahead of the 61 for the championship. In the meantime, Ellison, he's trying to dig hard to the inside of DJ Curtis and get another spot. But now they got the 10 of Kyle Rigger up in the distance, who's the last car in the lead lap now in 27th. 2 rows deep. First, second, third, and fourth. Onto the back straightaway. Samper trying to crash the party for the Rambler teammates. Here he comes. Slinging a 3 wide underneath Roush and Fitzwater. Fitzwater way up high against the wall. And look at that 16 go. What a run he had. Coming to lap 107, Samper. It's now his turn to choose where he has to go. To the inside of Rigger. Oh, he just nearly gets into the 10 car down into 1. But Rigger is going to clear a lane for Charles. He's going to get away just fine, but now Fitzwater, Bishop, Curtis, and all these guys have to get around the 10. It looks like Roush and Lamas are going to get the short end of the stick. They got to find a way around that 10 quickly for them to get back up to have a shot at the win. But if you're Ellison, you're just loving more and more of this. Here he goes with the run to the inside of DJ Curtis, trying to take the 4th position away. There's only 2 more positions between him and Bishop. Fitzwater, in the meantime, trying to get by Samper for the race lead potentially. Nope, doesn't look like he can do it there. Oh, but Bishop stuck on the outside. That's just what Ellison wants to see. Is he going to get enough momentum out of 4? No, Bishop will keep the edge and will stay ahead of Ellison. This time by, it'll be just 5 laps to go here from Atlanta. That is all we have left until we get to crown a new champion. Anyway, Sanford will get to line first as he's going to work his way to the inside of Wayne Benning in the 6 car. Fantastic run for Benning in particular, with it just being his 3rd start this season. But he's been able to stay away from the trouble, and he might just have a clean P26 finish in the bag. But these leaders are likely going to get by him with no problem. Bishop right now in 2nd in the prime championship winning position. Ellison still 4 cars behind. The hourglass is starting to run out of sand for James Ellison. Right now he is at a disadvantage, trying to pick off each position one by one. Right now up into the top 5 as he goes by Fitzwater, who got held up by the 6. The top 8 cars all single file, but now the Ellison, he knows the time is running short. He's going to try and pass DJ Curtis again, going through 3 and 4. Ellison wants to desperately bring a 2nd straight championship home for Joseph Srigley Racing. He is so close to Bishop on the track, but Bishop and Lamas, they're closing in on Sanford. The 61 still side by side with the 19. He needs to get a faster run than that to get by Curtis, otherwise he won't have a chance. Oh, but here goes Lamas, trying to take 2nd place away from Bishop. That could give Ellison a break. Yes, it does. He goes up to the 4th spot now, as we have 2 laps to go this season. Here's Ellison going way down low, trying to send it underneath the 48. No, he can't do it there. Ellison has the drive, but does he have the time? That 48 is all that's separating him from a possible championship, which right now is in the hands of Bishop. It's all going to be a matter of which orange car finishes in front of the other. Anyway, Charles Sanford leads them all off turn 4 towards the white flag. We are on the last lap. Sanford trying to reach 10 career wins, but here comes RJ trying to deny him of that. Trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go for the race win himself. Half a lap to go. Ellison peaks low underneath Lamas. Is he going to reach the 38 in time? I don't think he'll be able to. It'll be too little too late for the 61. But the race for the win. The 38 and the 16 side by side. And as they come to the line, Bishop is going to win it. RJ Bishop will win the race and the championship for Season 3 in fantastic style. How about that, ladies and gentlemen, to close out this season? RJ Bishop will prevail tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the finale. He is officially your Season 3 champion for the Speed Racing Series presented by Middle Road Energy. He gets it done tonight for Dodge and for Rambler Racing, their first title as a team in 3 seasons of trying. And I am completely left breathless by watching that unfold. We started out this season with a photo finish at Daytona, and we end this season in the same way here at Atlanta. Bishop makes the winning pass on Charles Sanford. You knew that the grit and the determination was there for Bishop to bring home the title. Why not just go for the win all at once as well? But there he is on pit road celebrating with a very ecstatic team. They are fully deserving of it. Bishop led the standings for the majority of the way. He lost it after he crashed out at Talladega to Ellison, but he still found a way to come back thanks to a fast car, a great team, and seizing all the right opportunities in what can be perfectly explained as a championship-winning drive for him and the 38 crew. How about we take a look at that finish one more time? As they came down to take the white, there's RJ in second behind Sanford, but there he goes underneath him to try and make the winning pass because he knows if he doesn't do that, Lamas would then have the chance to go inside of RJ and wreck his entire shot to win. Nevertheless, down the back straightaway, the power underneath that Dodge Charger proving to be beneficial. He's able to hang with Sanford all through the middle of 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. The 38 will have the edge, and he will beat the 16 by half a car length at the line. The final margin of victory, just 0.05 of a second in Bishop's favor. But if you're James Ellison, he's got to be feeling so disappointed and heartbroken by that outcome, knowing that a championship was that close, but it was just ultimately out of reach for him in the end. And ultimately, he just didn't have enough to get the best of Bishop and that Rambler team this evening, as him and Joseph Strigley Racing are going to walk away empty-handed from this. Still, though, for their whole season altogether, they should not hang their heads about it at all. Ellison was able to grab his maiden series win at his home track nonetheless at Indy for Route 15, and he did, for a moment, taste the points lead before this round started. So if Ellison returns to the 61 car again for another season, you can bet he will be just as strong of a force for the competition to deal with, as they'll try and regroup and maybe get one position better in this race next season. Anyway, folks, here's one last top 10 rundown for the season. RJ Bishop wins it in both the finale round and the championship. Charles Sanford, a close runner-up, as his win total is going to remain at 9. Cody Lamas, your official Rookie of the Year, brings it home in a podium, his third straight one to end the season. James Ellison, the championship runner-up, finishes 4th. And Zachary Fitzwater, who had a strong car most of the night, comes home in 5th. 6th for DJ Curtis. 7th for Lane Sanders. 8th for Dylan Young, as he closes out his career as we know it with one more top 10. 9th place for Scott Roush. And finishing in 10th tonight is the 25 of Mac Johnson. So anyway, people, I will be back in just a moment after I do some point calculations, as I'll be back to say some final words and bring this broadcast to a close. So I am back once again, everybody. I have added up all the point calculations, as I shall get to them now. Based on Bishop's win and Ellison's 4th place finish, for the point totals for each driver, Bishop ends up with 2,063 points, Ellison with 2,044. So Bishop will come away with the Season 3 championship by just 19 points over Ellison and the JSR team, which again is awesome for Rambler getting their first championship. Dodge gets their first championship as a manufacturer. And for the team owner, Bryce Ballard, what a great way for him to get one last send-off, as Vince Freeze will take over the reins for that team next season. Speaking of whom, I want to give a special thank you to Bryce Ballard, Mr. Yamp, for laying the groundwork of this series and having the vision that was the Speed Racing Series from the very get-go. I will forever be grateful for all the contributions and the help and the support that he's given me since we started this series in 2021. He is for sure an OG part of this team. I wish him the absolute best moving forward in life, and I promise to keep the series going as strong as ever even after he departs. Thanks to my fellow admins in the Discord, Charles Sanford, Joseph Strigley, and Vince Freeze for all that they do. Thank you to Middle Road Energy for being a proud partner of the Speed Racing Series beginning this season. Link to the website will be down in the description, as we invite you to check out all the cool low-calorie energy drinks that they've got. And finally, thank you to all you viewers for your patience and your dedication to watching this series to the very end. And we definitely hope that you enjoyed all that Season 3 has brought you. I'll include a link to the Discord down in the description so you could possibly join in and maybe sign up to be a free agent or a driver in this series, as we'll look to begin Season 4 in a few short months' time at Daytona, as we're set to have at least 20 more races on the schedule for you to be entertained by. And I guess with all that being said, that will do it for our time here at Atlanta. Here come tonight's race results and your final point standings for Season 3. Congratulations once more to this season's Rookie of the Year, Cody Lamas, and this season's championship-winning driver and team, RJ Bishop and Rambler Racing. And to the rest of you, thank you for tuning in, as always. Until Daytona, y'all take it easy.